How's it going, everybody? Silver from Madden.com here, and today I'm bringing you 3 tips to take your offensive game to the next level. But before I jump into that, I want to let everyone know that Ace Madden's first ebook of the Madden 19 season has dropped on its website. AceMadden.com is just $14.99. It goes over the Arizona Cardinal offensive playbook. I really think it's a great way to get a jump start in the Madden 19 season. But now getting into the actual video. The first thing we're going to talk about is knowing your progressions on every given play, or any given play rather. And the way we're going to demonstrate that is by a play I really like, and it's a pretty popular play out of the trips tight end formation. I'm currently in the New England playbook, but this is found in a few others as well. And this concept carries over to every playbook. And we're just going to go up against a random zone defense. And so the way we're going to set this up is we're going to streak Hooper and we're going to drag Hardy. And so my reasoning behind each route here is the streak from Hooper is going to pull the zones deep for Sanu's post, but not only that, it's going to serve as a hot read. So if someone sets up their defense and it's something like, let's say, they're doing something like this, where they're setting a blitz, and let's say maybe they're usering over here. Okay, you need something quick to attack that. A hot read, so is what they call it in the NFL. So we have that. We throw this fast. It's a quick, less than a second it took for me to read that. Now, the next part of the read is, now we're in quarters, we're just going to make sure it's cover 2, so it wasn't something dumb. So the next part of the read is this drag. So that pulls it deep, the drag might be open underneath, it isn't. Now I get a little bit outside of the pocket there, but if the drag isn't open right away underneath, now we go to our next progression, which is the high-low between the backside drag and the post. So here we see the post was open. So I'm gonna go through this one more time. We're gonna see streak not there, drag open early. So really, there's a little pocket right there. As soon as the drag is right behind the streak, if that hook curl goes back with that streak, here it does not, but we have the post over top. So it's just this concept. It's really can be found on anything. It's really just a simple trail concept along with a high-low mixed in with it. So here, not open, but we have the post once again. And sometimes, they're going to be pulling over top. Here, I'll shade over top to show you what that looks like. I'm going to cover 2 and shade over top. Here's our play. We're shading over top. Let's say we missed that read. We can go to the second drag. The next thing I want to talk about is being willing to take your checkdowns, and we're gonna show this out of a flooding concept, and it's gonna be out of the bunch. And we're just gonna use a pretty popular bunch trail. We're gonna go up against a random zone defense, okay? And the setup for this is just we need to put a backside in as well. So really simple flooding concept. We can motion them out if we want to. And basically the point of this concept is to isolate a flat defender, put him in a high-low where he has to choose. And you have to be willing to take your checkdowns, especially in this kind of concept, So over here, you see we're shaded over top. We're shaded underneath, and that's my fault for staring down the check down trying to prove a point. So all you're going to do is you're just going to read the flat defender, and we see that right there, it was underneath coverage, so we take the corner route. We're just going to make sure it is over top coverage this time, just to prove a point. A lot of people try to focus on only taking the deeper routes, deep routes such as, the corner route or the or post routes, or stuff like that. And you have to be willing to take these little checkdowns. You have to be willing to take your 3 yards, your 4 yards, your 5 yards at a time. Because if you're not, if I try to force this corner route, say I really want this corner route, I try to force it, it's just not realistic. You're not going to get it all the time. What you have to do is you have to kind of bait the defense into lighting that up. If I keep hitting, I didn't set it up this time, but if I keep hitting, say for example, I hit this right here, the little snag route in the middle of the field, they're going to have to start playing to that. Here we'll go back to the flood concept. But you want to make them play down coverage, so they have to take account for the underneath routes. You know, annoy them with underneath routes, and then you can hit them over top for 20, 30 yards. Here, there's an insta shed, but we have the corner route open. You know, it becomes kind of a chess match between you and your opponent. Between, you know, are you going to go underneath or are you going to go over top? And it's really tough to guard both. You know, here we have this. Check downs open early. We take our, right there is 2 yards. You know, that's probably the worst it's going to be, 2 yards. And obviously you don't want 2 yards every time, but 2 yards here and there, it's enough to keep a defense honest and to kind of annoy defense. You know, once again, we have it, so we throw it. And here, you know, we take a check down, we got 10 yards. You know, and then eventually they get upset with that, you know, so they decide to take that down. Maybe it's 3rd and 1 and now they're going to play underneath. Well, we're just going to take the corner. And it's really just that simple. It's just knowing, being able to take your checkdowns, and sometimes it's drag, sometimes it's smoke screens, hitches. You know, you guys get the idea. You just have to be willing to take those checkdowns, and it starts to open up later in the game, those deeper routes. Now, the final thing I want to really talk about is being willing to take sacks and being willing to throw the ball away, and just really not beating yourself on offense. You know, if I'm in a situation where, let's say, you know, if he gets crazy pressure and, you know, I just try to throw this, a lot of times, you know, you don't want to just throw routes. You know, you don't want to panic throw. It's a terrible habit to get into, and it's going to result in you beating yourself a lot of the time. You know, make the defense earn the ball back. Don't just give it back to them because you got panicked or something dumb. You know, don't just throw this because I felt pressure. Okay, you're gonna regret doing that. You have to get comfortable in the pocket. You have to be willing to step up in the pocket sometimes. You know, you can't always just, you know, sprint straight back. I see so many people just, as soon as they get the ball, I'll show you what they do. A lot of people, when they get the ball, they immediately start doing this. And for one, this is dumb because it makes the throw away a lot farther. You know, I just added like 10 yards to that throw, which gives a lot bigger chance of getting picked. But also, think about it in real life. That's not how quarterbacks go. They climb the pocket and they maneuver the pocket. Here you can see, if you maneuver the pocket, you can buy yourself more time. And it's something you can't really watch the pocket when you're in a game, but you kind of get a feel for it. It's something that I know I have went to practice mode, and I've practiced just moving around the pocket, just getting a feel for it. Here you see me move up, see him move behind, and, you know, eventually obviously I'm gonna get sacked, but you can buy yourself more time doing that. And if worst comes to worst, just be willing to take a sack. Don't just, you know, I feel pressure coming here, maybe I get scared, don't just throw a route, you know, because it just doesn't make sense. And especially when you're outside the pocket, here we get outside the pocket and say pressure's coming down, don't just, obviously there's open, but don't just throw the route just to throw it. You know, you have to, you want to throw that ball away. Throw that ball away, take the sack. Just don't beat yourself. Alright, so I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like, subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell icon to get all of Aces and I's content. He posts Monday through Friday. I am posting Saturday through Sunday. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next week.